Most people go through life without truly knowing who they are. We act the way society expects us to act. We wear masks to impress others, and we measure our worth by achievements or approval. But deep inside, many of us feel a quiet emptiness, as if something important is missing. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology, believed this feeling comes from losing touch with our deeper self. Unlike Freud, who focused mainly on hidden desires, Jung explored the full structure of the human psyche. He described three main layers: the conscious mind, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious, a vast reservoir of shared human experience. Within this collective unconscious live powerful archetypes, universal patterns like the hero, the mother, or the wise old man that shape our thoughts, behaviors, and dreams. Jung believed the true purpose of life is what he called individuation, the journey of integrating all parts of ourselves, both light and dark, into a balanced and authentic whole. This inner journey is not about perfection, but about wholeness. In this guide, we will explore Jung's most powerful ideas and practical steps to help you begin your own path toward self-discovery. Carl Jung explained that the human mind, or psyche, is built in layers. At the surface is the conscious mind, which includes our everyday thoughts, decisions, and awareness. Beneath this lies the personal unconscious, a storehouse of forgotten experiences, repressed emotions, and memories that quietly shape our behavior. But Jung's most unique idea was the collective unconscious, a deep layer of the mind shared by all humans. This is where humanity's timeless wisdom lives: myths, symbols, and patterns that repeat across every culture. Jung argued that these hidden layers influence us far more than we realize. Dreams, sudden fears, unexplained attractions, and even creative inspiration often come from these deeper levels. By learning how the psyche is structured, we begin to understand that our actions are not random. They are guided by forces both personal and universal, and becoming aware of them is the first step towards self-knowledge. Within the collective unconscious, Jung discovered archetypes, universal images and characters that live inside every human being. These are not invented by society. They are inherited psychological patterns that shape how we think, dream, and behave. The hero pushes us to grow and overcome challenges. The mother represents care, protection, and creation. The wise old man offers inner guidance and wisdom. The shadow holds the traits we fear or deny. Archetypes also appear in myths, religions, and stories across the world, from ancient legends to modern movies. Jung believed they influence our lives silently, showing up in our relationships, choices, and personal struggles. By recognizing which archetypes are active within us, we can understand our hidden motivations and untapped strengths. These inner figures are not enemies, but guides. If we learn to see them clearly, they can help us move toward balance, meaning, and self-discovery. Jung observed that every person develops a persona, a social mask we wear to meet expectations and fit into society. It helps us function in the outside world, but it is not our full truth. Behind this mask lies the shadow, the hidden side of our personality. The shadow contains the traits we deny, suppress, or feel ashamed of, such as anger, jealousy, fear, or even unexpressed talents like creativity or ambition. Jung warned that ignoring the shadow does not make it disappear. Instead, it shows up in projections. When we criticize others for qualities we secretly carry ourselves. For example, if laziness irritates us deeply, it might reflect our own hidden fear of being unproductive. The shadow is not evil. It is simply the part of us that has been pushed into darkness. Facing it with honesty allows us to live more authentically, without fear of what we are hiding. For Jung, the ultimate goal of life was not wealth or status, but individuation, the process of becoming whole. Individuation means uniting the different parts of ourselves, conscious and unconscious, light and dark, masculine and feminine. This journey is not about erasing weaknesses, but about integrating them into a balanced personality. For example, instead of denying anger, we learn to use it to set healthy boundaries. Instead of rejecting sensitivity, we embrace it as empathy. Jung believed that only by acknowledging both sides of ourselves can we move toward authenticity. Individuation is not a one-time achievement, but a lifelong process of self-discovery. Each challenge, relationship, and inner conflict is an opportunity to bring more of ourselves into the light. By walking this path, we begin to live not as fragments defined by masks or fears, but as whole human beings connected to our deeper truth. Jung's theories were not only philosophical, he offered practical ways to begin the inner journey. The process can be broken into clear steps. First, observe your persona. Notice when you are pretending, hiding emotions, or playing a role to impress others. Second, face the shadow. Track your emotional triggers, projections, and the traits you criticize in others. Third, explore archetypes through dreams, journaling, or active imagination, allowing inner symbols to guide you. Fourth, balance inner opposites by accepting both strength and vulnerability, logic and emotion, masculine and feminine. Finally, live authentically. Make choices that align with your true self instead of societal masks. These steps are not about quick fixes, but about building awareness. With patience, this framework creates a dialogue between the conscious and unconscious mind. Slowly, we begin to reclaim the forgotten parts of ourselves, and in doing so, move closer to wholeness. At the heart of Jung's psychology is the concept of the self. Unlike the ego, which is just our conscious identity, the self represents the totality of who we are, both known and unknown, light and shadow. Jung described the self as the guiding center of the psyche, the part that naturally pushes us toward growth, healing, and balance. The journey of individuation is essentially the path toward realizing the self. It is not about becoming perfect, but about becoming complete. Jung believed that many of life's crises, anxiety, emptiness, or midlife struggles happen when we lose touch with this deeper center. By reconnecting with the self, we begin to feel meaning, direction, and inner peace. As Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Living from the self is living in harmony with our fullest and most authentic nature. Understanding the shadow is not enough. True growth comes from integration. Jung emphasized that the hidden parts of ourselves, anger, jealousy, ambition, or suppressed talents, hold energy that can be used positively when acknowledged. For example, anger can become assertiveness, jealousy can highlight desires and goals, and boldness can lead to confident action. Integration involves consciously allowing these traits to guide decisions and behavior without letting them dominate destructively. Practical ways include reflecting on triggers, experimenting with small actions that express hidden qualities, and journaling emotions without judgment. Over time, this creates balance between light and dark, conscious and unconscious, enabling a person to act authentically in relationships, work, and personal pursuits. By living with awareness, the shadow transforms from a source of conflict into a wellspring of strength, creativity, and insight. The ultimate aim of Jung's psychology is to live a whole, authentic life. Individuation is not a destination but a continuous process of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and personal growth. Every challenge, every relationship, and every decision becomes a mirror reflecting parts of ourselves that need attention or understanding. By integrating the shadow, recognizing archetypes, and balancing the persona, we align more closely with the self, our inner center of wisdom and guidance. This alignment leads to clarity, resilience, and deeper meaning in life. Jung believed that only by embracing our full humanity, both strengths and vulnerabilities, can we experience true freedom. Living this way allows us to step out of societal expectations, act with purpose, and cultivate relationships and careers that resonate with our authentic identity. The journey of individuation is lifelong, but it is the path to genuine fulfillment. Jung believed that our dreams are messages from the unconscious, providing valuable insight into both the personal unconscious and the collective unconscious. Dreams often feature archetypal symbols or shadow aspects that are difficult to recognize. In waking life, for example, recurring figures like strangers, animals, or mythical characters may represent parts of your psyche that need attention or integration. Paying attention to dreams, noting emotions, recurring patterns, and vivid imagery can reveal hidden conflicts, desires, or fears. Journaling dreams daily and reflecting on their possible meanings helps create a dialogue with the unconscious. Over time, this practice allows you to identify patterns, understand motivations, and even receive guidance for real-life decisions. Jung considered dreams not as random or meaningless, but as a bridge to wholeness, providing clues to navigate the inner journey of individuation. Active imagination is a practical tool Jung developed to engage directly with the unconscious. Unlike passive reflection, it involves intentionally visualizing and interacting with inner figures, symbols, or emotions, often the shadow or archetypes, in a conscious and controlled way. This could involve imagining a conversation with a symbolic figure in your mind, drawing or painting inner images, or even writing dialogues with different parts of your psyche. The goal is not to control or suppress what emerges, but to understand it, listen, and integrate it. Active imagination helps bring unconscious material into awareness, creating insight and emotional balance. Over time, this practice strengthens self-awareness, builds a connection to inner wisdom, and allows previously hidden parts of the psyche to contribute positively to creativity, decision-making, and personal growth. Jung viewed it as a bridge between the conscious mind and the deeper self, making individuation a lived experience rather than just a concept. Carl Jung key psychology Hume sikati high key Osli growth or fulfillment anda key dunya me chupi hoti high Yumari life serve superficial success, societal approval, Yar musks p depend, nahi karti. Osli journey wo high jo hum apni anda k psych k soth kartain, shadow, archetypes, persona, or self, surf theories nahi baki. Practical tools hain Johum, apni hidden potentials, suppressed emotions, or untapped strengths, koa samajan, or integrate kan me madad kart. Individuation, self, ka matlab hi apni ha pelu ko, accept kana, apni vulnerabilities or strengths, ko balance kana, or apni, osli identity, ko sothjina. Jab hum, journey sharu, kart hain. Hum na surf apni op ko, better samish de hain, barki zendogi me, clarity, purpose, or inner peace, be pot hain. Jung kana, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The journey, harin son keli mumkin hai. Bas pahala step le nazar ori hai.